40 years, I just can't tell it all.
Chapter 14. Was it a scam / what they did not tell you? We started a professional independent baseball league. Let me be clear, to those of you who may have heard otherwise, this league was never a scam. It was a courageous attempt to provide a meaningful opportunity for African American baseball players to play baseball and promote diversity in the game. Unfortunately, we faced a series of unforeseen financial events that we did not anticipate. While we did secure seed funding to start the league, it simply wasn't enough for ongoing operations. Once we set the wheels in motion without that essential cash flow, it became increasingly clear that we could not keep the league going. I can't tell it all, but it's all in the book at your Diary247.us. That's your Diary247.us.
I just can't tell it all. The Diary of a Coach, former MLB scout.
It's Derrick Cooper. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I played for Mike from 80, I believe it was 84, 85, until after the 90s, mid-90s. It was a great experience. Mike was able to take a group of inner city kids and introduce us to new environments, new surroundings. Took us outside of the inner city and allowed us to visit different cities, states, suburbs, and play a variety of different talent. Actually, I played on a team that was coached by Anthony Pyle. We were 13 years old in the South Shore organization. Mike was coaching a team called the Cardinals, and we used to play against them. And Mike became the all-star coach. And then after that, Mike continued to form baseball, as well as he started the American Legion. And, we were all, playing select baseball with him. It was great. We had some guys that went off, got drafted. We had, a lot of talent. We came from throughout the city, so it allowed us to build a bond with one another from the inner city of Chicago, where we had different teammates on our team that came as far as Whitney Young, even the west side of Chicago, from Hyde Park to CBS to Washington, and we also had some our Catholic school leagues teammates to play with us as well. So he brought us all together for the same common goal, and we just continue to build a friendship among each other that has lasted well over 40 years. One of the most valuable things that I recall, several of them. I think one of the first ones that stood out, Mike was taking us out to Arlington Heights. We were playing American Legion baseball at the time, so we had to be about 14, 15 years old. And he had this 4-door silver car that he used to pile us all up in. And I just remember somehow the spring on his accelerator broke, and he was driving all the way, pressing the brake, in order to stop, to press the brake all the way down, and to accelerate, he took his foot off the brake. So a lot of my cars were comical with us, as well as one time we were going down, I believe it was down here to Cincinnati, and Mike had buses, so he used to park his buses over there on 83rd in South Chicago. And actually one of our wheels came off as we was riding, and the wheel was riding on the side of us. So that was one comical incident. As well as, I tell you what, Mike played with us as though, we were his children. He kept us disciplined, kept us in order. But he made every trip we had fun. We still have laughter today with some of the jokes. We were playing in a tournament down here, staying in St. Xavier College, and this was back in '86. We stayed in college, and Mike hung out with us. We all stayed up late when we should have been asleep. So Mike was a real friend to us. The guys, I met, numerous of guys, when I think of, Nate Benson, Nate Moore, Stennis, Terrell, we had Fatty, which was William Day, William Stewart, we had Donnell Harvey, then Mike brought in, Franco Brown that went to Hales. He brought in Miguel from Whitney Young, I believe. We had Miles. They all just grew up playing in the South Shore League. But, we started like a arch rivalry with like the South Side, but, eventually they wanted to play with us. They couldn't beat us, so they wanted to play with us. We used to beat up on Jackie Robinson. Everybody knew about Jackie Robinson, but, our team, for somehow we always beat them every year. Eventually some of them came over and joined our team as well. We traveled, we had fun. We had a great group of guys. So I can already say, we actually took a couple of guys from over at D Sales. That's where we picked up Quincy and little Corey Gilkey. So Corey's a little younger than I am. But, we just formed a bond. Mike brought a lot of us together that formed a lot of friendships that even last today, well into our adult years. And I can already say that, me being 50 years old, I had the honor to watch Mike coach my son, and he played for Mike, back when he was 8, 9 years old. So, Mike is really given to the city when it comes to baseball. Honestly, you can't recognize Chicago baseball without thinking of or associating with Michael Maton. Mike was able to form more so, all-inclusive teams. So we had, different players from different, nationalities, different race. So, like I said, just to think of baseball in the city of Chicago, everybody wanted to play for Michael Maton because we had, top-notch program. And actually, like I said, it was an inner-city kid. So, there was no racism problems among us because he brought us all together. We might have experienced some difficulties going to play other teams, but, once they see who we were and who we are, where we come from, we develop relationships as well as a respect. Yeah, there's some things that, I would like to always say, it's been an honor to know Mike for well over 40 years now, and to watch him continue to fulfill his dream, and he still exerts the same passion today that he did back in the 80s, so I think, this guy, Mr. Maton, he really deserves anything that comes with, come towards him or come his way. I actually would like to see, the city give Mr. Maton, more, I would call it more respect from the, baseball, I would like to see, the city get behind him. I mean, we got many of his players that, we have gone off and, got our own families, but, we've always been there for Mike, try to help him fund his league and do the things he needs to keep going. Because I know without, Mr. Maton and the program that he put together for us, I don't know what my life could have turned out to be. Being from the inner city, we were, in neighborhood games and everything, but, just the idea of baseball that he built was allowed us an outlet from any, distraction in the city games. Thanks a lot, Ray.
The Diary of a Coach/former MLB Scout. 40 years, I just can't tell it all. Present and future coaches and players need to understand the journey of baseball. It's important to recognize that baseball is a business first and a game second. There are challenges like the disappointment of not being drafted, the lucrative nature of travel baseball, and the impact of disgruntled parents.
The Diary of a Coach/former MLB Scout. 40 years, I just can't tell it all. Present and future coaches and players need to understand the journey of baseball. It's important to recognize that baseball is a business first and a game second. There are challenges like the disappointment of not being drafted, the lucrative nature of travel baseball, and the impact of disgruntled parents. When you become the face of an organization, you bear the weight of all its challenges. This journey and much more are all explored in the book. It's a good read, inspirational, nostalgic, entertaining, and intriguing. Buy one for a friend at your diary, 247.us. That's your diary, 247.us. 40 years, 40